glitch. Okay, I needed to fix that. So now, here is it. Let me turn this way. You can see we are talking about bones of the upper limb. All right. Remember this channel, we make reference and we acknowledge the writer. These are lecturers, okay, who wrote this excerpt we are extracting. This is from one of the lecture notes by one Professor Ali Gwegwe et al. All right, of private school and federal school put together. He teaches in several schools. So what we do is in this channel, we are not doing plagiarism. Instead, we are getting materials from students and they find it difficult or boring to study, and we share with you. So you can see this is Introduction to Osteology of the Upper Limb. Introduction to the Osteology of the Upper Limb. All right. So moving away from there, we said, what do we have? We have clavicle at the shoulder. You have scapula at the shoulder, okay, involved in the pectoral. So you can see the structure. They say observe before you memorize. This is what I was trying to show you. The clavicle. All right. This manibrum steni. That one, okay. You have a jugular notch there. You also have a suprasternal notch. That's how you call it. And then we said also that the concept there that you find there is a concept of what? Thorax. That's one of the composition of the thorax. Are you seeing how we connect it? Because we also told you we are going to connect this. Also told you we are going to connect this. Okay. Watch how we connect this. Okay. So humerus, I've already listed it. Okay. Ulna, I've already listed it. Radius, carpal, metacarpals, phalanges. That's it. Okay. Does it not correspond with what I've already showed you? So we're going to take note of some of these things. We've listed 8 bones. Listed bones. Okay. Say mnemonics. Okay. And outlined in the third one now. And I'm going to the, how many of them? 8, which are what and what? Clavicle, scapula, okay, ulna, okay. Okay, let's put this way. Radius, ulna, phalanges. Okay, let's put it this way. Scapula, clavicle, humerus, shrimp. So shrimp, okay, scapula, clavicle, humerus, radius, ulna, metaphalanges, okay, and phalanges. Then we can say C. Okay, let's put it this way. C shroom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. C shroom. Are you seeing it now? All the bones, major bones, the upper limb, reduce it to one word. C shroom. Wow. For me, I feel we should pause up and lower limb here because you've listed all these bones here. Very important. Like I said, I'm sorry, the last stream day we had issue. So I'm going to now jump into the summary of clavicle. Summary of clavicle. All right. Please listen to this one by one, bit by bit. We started by listing examples of bones in the upper and lower limb. And then we are now moving to the mnemonics. We said, I draw perfect picture showing some big, mysterious brown lion on field and cities. Now, watch this now. We said, I draw perfect picture showing some big, mysterious brown lions on Jasper field, excluding sparkling cities, 16 of them. And we said what it stands for. I for introduction, draw for drawing, perfect for path, the other one for position, side determination, surface, border, muzzle, blood supply, okay, ossification center, joint, special feature, ends or extremities. Then we talk about shaft and clinical significance or applied anatomy. We said that. Now, for me to say this thing to you, I need to say it over and over and over. Needed to write it out, and we've practiced. In case you are just watching this, okay, and you've not practiced, pause the live session, pause this premiere, pause this replay, and then do what? Write it out. If you cannot write it out before exams, There's no magic you need to do. You need a miracle in exams hall. So, but guess what? Unbelievers are those that need miracle. Miracle should be a normal thing. You don't wait for exam to expect miracle. In fact, you should be surprised if you don't practice miracle before exams hall. Do you follow? This is how to build confidence. So write the mnemonics out, list the examples out, and I say we are going to send the outline the way it is tabularized, or tabular, any English you want to put debate, it is in columns and in horizontally and vertically. Break into columns for mnemonics, columns, okay, or columns for the meaning of the outline. And then another thing I'm going to show you very briefly is going to be for what this thing. It's going to be for all the bones in the upper limb, and they are short, very straight to point, okay, in these things we discuss. What are those things we discuss? Introduction, what do you say about every bone? Okay, drawing, what are 5 to 10 labels you can put for any bone? Okay, and do you follow then we talk about parts. What are some of the parts of every bone? All right, and we talk about the parts, we talk about the position. Where is that bone? Okay, is it in the upper limb, is it in the lower limb? Okay, side determination, is it the right side of the bone or the left side of the bone? Do you follow? All right, so that's the things we'll be looking at. So very quickly, before we look at that, let's look at the textbook first. So when we look at that, whatever mistake is there, we can pull it out. This is 335. We started 245, and then by 345 we pause up and lower limb, move into head and neck, and then we end it with thorax. Okay, so we are making progress. Okay, sorry about that. We've seen the upper and lower limb bones, 8 of them. We use the acronym SHROOM. That is C-SHROOM. C-SHROOM. What does that mean? C-SHRUMP, C-SHROOM. And they said one of the things we learned from Ali explained. Ali explained, said, use some mnemonics, and we have created one for all the bones in upper limb. All right, C-SHROOM. We're going to create for lower limb maybe in another session. We have less than 10 minutes to end up and lower limb and pick head and neck. So that you've seen it. These are some of the bones: clavicle, scapula, humerus, okay, radius, ulna, carpal bones. See now, metacarpal bones, phalanges. Are you following? Shrooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those 8 bones, they have displayed it in this short diagram. Are you following? So that's about that. Let's quickly look into the clavicle. As you look into the clavicle is one of the 2 bones. So if you are making introduction, okay, intro, very simple. Clavicle is what connects the upper limb to the trunk. See, clavicle connects upper to what? To trunk. So the connection between the upper limb and the thorax is the clavicle. All right. Next one, it is placed nearly horizontally at the anterior aspect of the thorax, immediately above the first rib. That's here. Meaning, if this is the first rib, this pain is the first rib, it's a bit above the first rib. Just a bit. In front, that's what they mean by anterior. Anterior means what? In front. We are still picking something. It articulates medially, okay, with the mandible of the sternum. It articulates medially. What is medial? This is medially. When something comes to the middle line, this is the middle line, okay, or the median plane. Okay, when something comes towards, it's called medial. When something moves, let's say things were like this, if it moves away from that middle line, it's called laterally. Okay, so this median end or this middle line is called sternal end. So if this is clavicle, let's say this is clavicle. Okay, let's say this is clavicle. This end is called sternal end because it articulates or meets or joins with the sternum. Okay, so 3 things we've said about clavicle. Now you can see, number 1, connects upper and lower limb. Number 2, it's in front, okay, anterior to thorax. And then number 3, what did we say? What did we say about number 3? Okay, it's It's medial, it's medial to manibrum sternum. Manibrum sternum. Okay, that's how they introduce clavicle. Let's look forward if we find another introduction to clavicle. Okay, another introduction to clavicle. All right. All right, so let's move on to description of the clavicle. Description of the clavicle. That's introduction now. The clavicle presents a double curvature, a convex curvature, a directed anteriorly towards the sternal end, and a concave curvature directed posteriorly towards the cranial end. Now, we could call this shape. We call this shape. So we need to include shape. So you can say I draw, I sometimes draw perfect pictures. So they put sometimes. We sometimes, so it will now be sometimes, I sometimes draw perfect picture showing some big, mysterious brown lion on jasper field excluding sparkling cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that sum stands for what? Shape. Shape. Some people even put size of the bone. Okay? Size of the bone. So you can say shape stroke size. Shape stroke size. Some bones are long, some bones are big, some bones are, do you get? Broad and all that. So let's give that to shape. So as we're introducing the bone called clavicle, what do we say? We say the clavicle presents a double curvature. This is shape now. Okay, remember we say clavicle is one of the two bones that form the pectoral girdle. Pectoral girdle. Okay, and we said it is connected, it connects with the axis, it connects the upper limb with the axial skeleton or with the thorax. Okay, we said it is in front, that is, it lacks posterior attachment. It is in front of the thorax. Okay, and it has an end called sternal end. That end ends where? In the manibrum sternum. Okay, our time is almost up with 4 minutes remaining. So let's use this 4 minutes to look at clavicle very briefly. You can see parts there. To third, two curvatures divide the clavicle, two medial to third and lateral one third. See, medial to third, and lateral one third. Lateral one third. So as we talk about part, we say one third is lateral, two third is medial. Okay. So we want to pause there and run through what we've done. We've listed some bone shrooms. Okay, shrooms. And then we've listed the mnemonics. I sometimes draw perfect pictures showing big mysterious lions on jasper field, excluding sparkling cities. Okay, so we said that stands for introduction, parts, body, shape, size, ossification features, and all that. And then therefore we talk about description. What do we give as introduction to clavicle? You remember we said clavicle is the link between the upper limb and the axial skeleton. It offers opportunity for several muscles that move the upper limb to be attached, and then it also lacks posterior attachment and all that. That's that about the clavicle. So before we end the next 2 minutes, this upper limb, let me show you some brief, beautiful thing I did for you in upper limb. Okay? Don't forget the parts, lateral parts, and the medial parts. Okay, so this is a brief summary that I put together for the clavicle. You can see clavicle S shape, that's introduction, S shape bone. Okay, diagram, you put 10 to 11 labels, and then parts, you have the medial two third and the lateral one third. The lateral one third is called, do you see, very short, and then position across root of neck, horizontal. You see, surface, smooth surface and rough surface. Okay. Borders, anterior border sharp, and then posterior border round. Then side determination, medial and lateral ends. That is, the side at the stellar end, you know, it is what? It is broadened. Okay, but the side at is acromial end, it is sharp. Okay, narrowed. Okay, so you talk about muscles, sternocleidomastoid, you know, sternocleidomastoid, there are a whole lot of muscles there. And then talk about blood supply, there is steel branches, actually you see now. Talk about ligament, costoclavicular, coracoclavicular. Talk about ossification, it has one primary ossification center. And the special feature, it has acromial end. Are you seeing it now? So I'm going to, once again, I'm going to raise this and send you. There are some mistake I noticed, but I'm still going to send just for the sake of clavicle. So we'll be looking at another one now, which is head and neck. So I'll give you like 5 minutes. Give 5 minutes too much. 2 minutes, and then we'll get into head and neck. Is that okay? We'll look at head and neck for 30 minutes, and then we'll look at tap for 30 minutes, and we'll end the session. Session has to be 2 hours, all right? You can't run a session 3 hours. Yeah, trusting God to be reducing into short period, and then to be raising impromptu live session. Sorry for this impromptu live session. I'm not really sending the link across, but please let's know that the thing we always show in the channel, if we have a glitch like that, keep checking. And we may be checking materials, we may be checking a whole lot across board. It will be as if we may be generating live link even before the time we say we will host, because I have a lot of impromptu bookings this period to teach one or two, to help one or two persons understand a certain material. That's what we do here. And once I have such opportunity, I would like to stream it online. So come online anytime. You always be finding me building the academy business to help many come alive, master what they've learned. So give me a minute or two and we'll jump right into anatomy of head and neck. Thank you. All right, so welcome to bones. Okay, welcome to what? To head and neck. Welcome to head and neck session. And then in this head and neck session, we'll be looking at some interesting things. All right, some interesting things. And first, we want to look at the mnemonics, okay, for remembering the 32 topics in head and neck. All right, the mnemonics for remembering the 32 topics in head and neck. All right, so that's what we want to look at first. Then we'll start with the osteology of the skull. The osteology of the skull is about a 20-page work. All right, so it's not really a small thing, and it's really filled with a whole lot. But we are going to start. Is that okay? But don't forget, okay, the skull forms the skeleton of the head. The bone forming the lower jaw is called the mandible. This is the lower jaw. All right. The skull forms the skeleton of the head, the skull. Now, the bones of the skull are firmly united to one another at joints called sutures or sutures. All right, sutures or sutures. All right, these bones collectively form the cranium. All right, now skull minus mandible, that is like this side not there. The lower jaws is called mandible. So cranium is this part. This one not there. All right. And then say the cranium consists of two main parts, the neurocranium and the viscerocranium. If you have done tag with us, you know we said visceral. So we are still coming for it. So we have cranium. Okay, let's start with, we say the skull. Okay, let's start with, we said osteology. What's osteology? The formation. Okay, the formation. Okay, the study of bone and its formation. The study of bone and its formation. Not only its formation, even its inflammation. All the study you need to do about, but basically is about this formation of bone. Okay, let's move on. So we said the osteology of skull. And what is the skull? We said the skull, okay, forms the skeleton of the head. All right. We said the skull, okay, is head skeleton. So we talk about head and neck. The skeleton of the head is called skull. Okay. Now we said that the bones of the skull are firmly united, okay, to form joints with one another. Those joints are called what? Sutures. Okay, sutures or sutures. So a lot of joints, a lot of joints. Those joints are called sutures. So we've learned about the skull, which is the skeleton of the head. We've learned about, okay, the lower part, okay, the lower part, okay, the bone forming the lower jaw is called mandible. All right. So there's something called mandible. Mandible. This is different. Mandible, not mandible. Mandible is for the sternum, the upper part of the sternum. This one is mandible. Okay. So suture are what? Joints, joints in the head. Joints in the head or joints in the skull. When we talk about cranium, cranium is the skeleton of the head minus the mandible. Minus the mandible. Talk about the cranium. Okay. And we say the cranium is divided into what? Into two. The cranium is, we have the neurocranium, we have the viscerocranium, from viscera, connecting head and neck. What we heard of visceral organs. When we're talking about the plural, head of the visceral plural, head of the parietal plural. Okay, so we have viscera. All right, viscera. Okay, viscerocranium, viscerocranium, viscerocranium. All right, viscerocranium. Okay. So that's that about that, and I think that's a whole lot. Okay, we were to look at the topics, the 32 topics that make up this head. Head alone, no, yeah, head and neck, yeah, head and neck. That's the mnemonics for it. But we just need to know what is head and neck. What is because the head, first we said, the head has the skull is the skeleton of the head. Next, we said the skull, okay, has a lower bone. It's a lower bone called mandible. Mandible, this lower bone. Okay, your body is the best textbook. So when you talk about it, you tap it out to it. Okay, when you read it, you read out to it. Read and reach out. Reach out and touch it. You get okay. When you talk about it, you do what? You tap it. You tap it, and then when you okay, so we move on. Let's now look at briefly a test. Let's test what we've done so far. All right, get a piece of paper in 1 to 3 minutes. Okay, not up to 3 minutes. In 1 minute, write out what we've just learned about head and neck. That the head has a skeleton called skull, and the skull has some joint called sutures, and there's a lower bone in the head called mandible, and there's a part of the skull that you don't have mandible, we call it cranium, and then the cranium is divided into two called neurocranium, and we have visceral cranium. Now get a piece of paper and write it down. If you want to use the comment section, feel free. You want to do it on your jotter. Remember we said you have your study jotter, you have your rough book, so you can do this on your rough book. Okay, write it out from your brain, and the one you forget, you can rewind. Yeah, can rewind, can backward the video, can go back, retrieve what we've done, and you listen to it again. So I'll give you like 30 seconds into 1 minute to do this. All right, so I want to believe you are done with that. So quickly, we want to look at the acronym, or the, let me say, the mnemonics for remembering the 32 topics in head and neck. Mnemonics in remembering the 32 topics in head and neck. Are you ready for this? Thumbs up if you're ready for this. All right. So very quickly, we are here again. Let's see which one sounds easier to recall. Old man found soup. Cat drink soup. Pretty orange eyes loves her teeth. Tongue sing. Nice people play loudly. Tall insect jumps everywhere. Happy dogs train clever babies carefully learning. That's funny. Let's get this other one. Old monkey found 7 clever dogs singing. Pink OS eat little oranges. Tiny tigers sing. Naughty parrots play loudly. Tall iguanas jump easily. Happy dogs travel carefully around big cities laughing. For me, this one is okay. Yeah, I don't know. Drop in the comment section which one you feel is okay. Now you can as well generate, okay, these mnemonics on where? On your AI, either your Chrome browser AI or your Chat GPT or your Gemini, whichever AI you want to use to get this done. You're free. And a lot of AI you can use to generate it. Now I'm going to teach you something here. Are you ready for this? Like, share, comment, okay? And I mean, what does it take someone to just click the subscribe button? I mean, what does it need to take you just click the subscribe button, just click the like button. For you to tap and watch, click the thing as well. Okay, and if you're watching from any other, click to watch it from the YouTube app or the YouTube web page. Okay, so you can click the subscribe button and then you like and comment. Okay, subscribe is okay, like is okay. All right, so this is how you get it done. All right, you said I want Christian religious based mnemonics for these 32 topics. That's all. And then you can screenshot the textbook and drop there. You can type it out there and it will give you. You can also say, I need, okay, food-based mnemonic. And say, I need education-based mnemonic. Okay, whatever mnemonics. All right? So that's how you get this done. I know you've learned something today. Anything you want to study, okay? Remember when we're learning up and lower limb, we reduced the whole 48 topics to just 17 topics. And guess what the mnemonic sounded like? Never, please never ask very old student question. Many fail comprehensive joint board exams because brachial anatomy always feel challenging. That's it. I say, please stands for probability, occupita fossa, this one stands for, and all that. Okay. Now we are in head and neck now. In this head and neck, we are looking at, don't forget what we learned too. Just before we talk about this, we said the head, okay, has a skeleton called skull. And then this skull, okay, has a lower bone called what? Mandible. Now, the part of the skull without the mandible is called what? Suture. No, it's called cranium. Now, suture are the different joints where you find in the head. Now, the cranium, we said, has two different parts, the neurocranium and the visceral cranium. That's the thing we need. So we learn about skull, suture, neurocranium, visceral cranium, mandible, and what did we learn again? So we learned 5 things and that was okay for that. Okay, so if you have not learned it, get your rough book, write it down, pause the video, write it down. You can always rewind. Okay, even those of you who are watching it live, very important. Very important. Okay, it's already 4 o'clock and this is supposed to start by 2 o'clock, but we started 2, almost in fact to 3 o'clock. All right, because of trying to put one or two together for you, our amazing viewer and subscriber. You're so wonderful to us. Okay, so that's that. But then we want to look at this one now. Old monkey found 7 clever dogs singing. Let's see it. Old monkey found 7 clever dogs singing. Wow. So I think I'll pick it now. Pick that one now. Old monkey found 7 clever dogs singing. Okay? Say it, say it. If you're done saying it, write it and pick a book, write it out before we add the next one. So moving away from there, we want to say the next one. We pick the first one, which is old monkey found the old monkey found 7 dogs singing. Old monkey found 7 clever dogs singing. The next one. Pink owls eat little oranges. Pink owl eat little oranges. So we're using this session, we've learned about the head, okay, the bones in the head. And the next thing we're learning is the mnemonics, internalizing the mnemonics. And you see, this is exam focus. If you do this well, you're very sure you don't need to read a night to your exams. You know what old monkey stands for, osteology of skull. Monkey stands for mandibles. Okay, found stands for what? Face. Okay, seven stands for what? Scalp. Clever stands for what? Cranial cavity. Dog stands for what? Dura mater. Singing stands for what? The sinuses. Are you seeing it now? Very important. So let's still keep putting it on to practice. By exactly 4:30, we will see how to end the session. See how to end the session to do something else. Okay. So we said, old monkey found 7 clever dogs singing. Old monkey found 7 clever dogs singing. All right, the next one. We said, pink parrot eats little oranges. Pink parrot eats little oranges. Not parrot. Pink owls. Okay, pink owls eat little oranges. 1 second.